Hood Postman, City, Hood, Click. Let's go.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know, somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you a big. Lock the door.
Lock the door. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Millie Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when this dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Welcome to the Mailroom. When you come in, take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth, and the truth you shall receive. This is not a glorification or the glamorization. Get on the bus. Oh, wait a minute. Before they had handguns, they had handguards. Get on the bus and let me take you to school. I am your bus driver for the day. Like, shout out to everybody that's joining us in chat. King Mike, what's going on? Marlena Williams, Postmaster General, what's good? What is good? What is good? Shout out to Mayweather, what's happening? Dominique Mayweather, True Floridian. What's going on? What's going on with you, True? How you doing out there, man? RDL in the house. And everybody else I seen on DJ Vegas in there, Johnny Sullivan. Of course, Johnny Sullivan is in the house. And welcome to the mailroom once again, guys. Man, it's crazy out there. It is crazy. But I'm here for it, so we're gonna get into it, guys. So what you guys are seeing is a microcosm of what's about to come. You remember when Trump said, if you vote for me, you'll never have to vote again? That's exactly where we headed to. And if we don't, and if they don't do something about it, that's just what it's going to be. Donald Trump is a very ruthless guy. And he's taking advantage of the circumstance, the situation by, first of all, what I want to say is by the Latino community, Hispanic community, Border Brothers, Prices, Serranos, Hispanics, Hispanics, of course. And then you got Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Guatemalans, and you got Nicaraguans. You got all these different mixes of people that come from Mexico, South America, and so on, Central America, and so on and so forth. Peru, Chile, so on and so forth. Well, Donald Trump is actually what you guys, not necessarily Donald Trump, but America is very diabolical. And they're doing to you guys what they did to black people. And what do you mean by that, Professor? What I mean by that, we are Crips, Bloods, Hebrew, Israelites, Muslims, Boer Science Temple, BDs, GDs, Hebrew Israelites, We're all these different things. That's why we can't come together as a collective. And these people are doing the very same thing to you. Or they have done it. Because here's the thing, guys. If you look, there's class within the Mexican culture. And I'm going to get to a couple of clips where they actually speak on it. Guys, what's happening to the immigrants is by the hands of their own people because they voted for it. They voted for it. They voted for you to be removed from this country. Your own people, because they feel that you are less than them. So what happened Saturday and Sunday, of course, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think it was 3 days, ICE moves in, right? ICE never know the LAPD. They never notified the sheriff department. They went there specifically to provoke you guys, and you guys bit. You guys bit. And when you bit, you didn't realize that they strategically lined them cinder blocks over there where they was running your way. Because Donald Trump, it's a test, guys. See, because Donald Trump is a dictator. And a dictator, he likes to see how powerful his army is, how it works, how they just handle people. On his birthday, he wants to have this military parade and all this stuff. He wants to see his tanks, his airplanes, and all these different things going down the street right before his very eyes. But you don't understand that your own people is the one that put you there. But furthermore, guys, when you come to this country, you got to do it the right way. And I understand that the Democratic Party has sold you a dream and made you feel very comfortable and rocked you to sleep, actually, allowed you to be here. At one time, the Democratic Party was trying to give you licenses and everything. My taxpayer dollars pay for your medical. My taxpayer dollars pay for your food and a lot of things that they subsidize through that should be illegal situations. They're subsidizing in the state of California. So there inherently lies the problem. The Democratic Party has allowed you guys to have access to things that you shouldn't have access to. And you have become very comfortable with it. So therefore, you feel like what you're doing is that you're fighting. But you know you're not. You're running around this. Let me drop a clip on you guys, because I want you guys to really, really understand exactly what's happening here, because you guys are running around with these flags. And
flock cameras are...
We're going to get to that clip too. Oh, here we go. Bam. There we go. You riding around with a flag that represents a whole nother country. Therefore, that makes you an insurrectionist. That makes you an enemy combatant. That makes you an enemy of the state. Trump is already, not only did he send in the army, or what he called the reserves, he's now enacting the Marines to come in. And if you guys pull them same stunts that you pulled that Saturday, where you're burning up the cars and all that, ICE came in, provoked you. You just didn't know that's what was happening. They came in and started shooting tear gas canisters and provoking and snatching people and grabbing people, and you didn't know what was happening. You just reacted to it. I understand that you feel like you have some obligation, but first, when you come to this country, learn to speak English. Learn to do as Romans do. When in Rome, do as Romans do. You can't live in the United States like you lived in Mexico. This is a different culture. It stands out. Again, the Hispanics, the Latinos, Chicanos, the Serranos, the Paisas, the Border Brothers. You guys are split up along those lines, which is hurtful to the overall Latino community. Same thing that happened to black people. But the problem with all that is that you guys want black people to come out there. Black people can't be in that. They can't participate in that because when from 1959 to 1965, before they signed the Civil Rights Bill, black people was out there. There was no Asians. There was no Mexicans. There was no people out there helping them fight for them rights. But yet all you guys benefited benefited from the fight, from the Edmund Pettus Bridge, when those people were beat down and whooped and hit with fire hose, dogs sit on them, the bombing in Alabama, the things that happened in Arkansas and Mississippi. You got to understand history to understand what's happening now. History does repeats itself. It's just now you're it. And if you don't wake up, if you don't understand that you have no rights in this country, you have no real say so. You've been here for 20 and 30 years, but you take your money and you send it back to the country that you come from. Maybe not all of you, but that's why you're here. And that's why you proudly wear the Mexican flag the way you do, because you're still associated and attached to that country. It's not going to play out well for you. It's not. It's just not. You're going to have to come up with a different strategy. That's why when you look at the Latinos, the very, very, very fair-skinned Latinos assimilate to white culture. Those the individuals, the Cubans, the high-level Venezuelans, the Argentinians, and the real light complected Mexicans, those are the ones that voted against you, voted with Trump to put you in the predicament that you're now facing. I'm going to let you hear from one of your people.
So because I'm Garcia, brown, Latino, bald, talk like a beaner, and live in LA, so I need to stand up for the people that live in LA. This is what exactly I voted for. And I'm not a South-hating Latino. Matter of fact, I love my people so fucking much that I'm going to tell you exactly what I think and what I know. I don't know a set of people that's more racist, South-hating, self-indulgent than Mexican and brown people. We act like fucking crabs in a fucking bucket. We're not united at all. We talk about each other. We tone each other up more than any other race in this people. I am not proud of anybody in the past 60 years. Tell me one Latino that broke record and did something good in this country in the last 60 years. I'm sorry to tell you. Villaraigosa, Cesar Chavez, funny. Cesar Chavez was also a Chicano that was against immigration and still gave us civil rights. You know what's funny? It's just simply math. Simple math. It's about qualifications. You need to qualify to get a job, qualify to maintain the job, qualify to charge for that job. And then you have to qualify to rent a house, qualify to drive a car. You have to qualify to be in the fucking country. It's just about qualifications. It's simple math. It's not rocket science. You know what's also funny? You know what qualifies me to tell you this is the fact that I come from two different sets of parents. My parents from Guatemala came to this country, had me, and then acted like criminals, and then they were booted out like criminals. At the age of 12, a Mexican family picked me up. They loved me. They showed me that they also were illegal here, but even though they were illegal, they were fighting to strap their papers. My mom, rest in peace, died as a naturalized citizen of this country. So there is ways to do it. You're just lazy and too blind to see it. I don't know a set of people that's more proud of being of their country than people that don't live in their country. Shut the fuck up. Round them up. Let's fucking go.
There it is there. So it don't have nothing to do particularly with us, because we already don't fought that fight. We don't already protested. We don't already marched. We don't did everything we could to turn everything. But when you go to these prisons, you decide to pick up these politics. Not necessarily you, border brother or Paisa, but your Sereno brothers. They pick up them politics, and then they influence you with the politics, because the politics are white supremacists. They come from white supremacists. And they levy that against black people. So if you don't see black people overjoyed or overwhelmed to be part of whatever this is you guys got going with this government, don't be surprised if we don't show up. It's not our fight. Because we don't see you what you do. We don't see how you align yourself based on class, skin complexion, the ability to speak perfect English. That's what allows you to assimilate into this culture and hide in it, and you be comfortable in it. But if you run around with your Mexico flag and you still speaking, part of your language barrier is 99.9% Spanish or Spanglish, and you're unable to communicate with people who speak English in this country, and you don't understand, and you've been here for 20 to 30 years, then you harmed yourself. And now your very own people sided with Donald Trump to eradicate, to get you up out of here. Your people, they voted for him. The Cubans, the Venezuelans, the Argentinians, the Spaniards, the people from Uruguay. Why? All Spanish-speaking people. Because you decided to sneak over the border, or however you did it, you smuggled, you walked over, you snuck over, whatever, however that looks. And you've been here for 20 years, working the cotton fields, the grape fields, the orange orchards, the peach orchards, and all these different fields, and alfalfa and different things, getting paid under the table. And now you get this diabolical individual named Donald Trump who comes in that says, hey, make America great again. It has a racial tone to it, but the reality of it, he has no use, or he has nothing to do with anybody that can contribute or add to who he is as an individual. What do you bring to the table is where he's at. You see, even with the pardons, we're now finding out that people was giving him millions of dollars for pardons. You can get a pardon from Donald Trump for $1 million, but everybody ain't got no $1 million. So he's a businessman, all right. But is that what we want for a president? A person that do business as a gangster, a president that does business as an underworld individual? Is that what this country needs? Is that what's being allowed? Is that what's going to make America great again? I know America was built on criminality. If you go all the way back to the Boston Tea Party, most of the people that's formulated this country was criminals. So there's always had a criminal component to it and a criminality to it. But the biggest criminals in the world are white people. But they make black people the face of it. And we don't come nowhere near close to what they do. Nowhere near. And yet you're tearing up the city. You're looting, you're robbing. And I understand you got that because you've seen black people do it in 92, 65, and other times. You've seen us do all that stuff. It wasn't good then, and it's not good now. Because it's the destruction of your own property in your own neighborhood, your own community. But yet this time, see, last time, when it happened to George Floyd down in Minnesota, you had Mark Esper, you had General Milley, and I can't think of the other generals' names that stopped Trump from sending in the military. You had people that was pushing back. Now all you got is a bunch of yes men that's willing to let Trump do whatever he can do or whatever he wants because he feel like he's a king. So he's going to test the metal. He's going to test it. Because he wants you to feel his punch. He wants you to feel the heavy weight of his hand and his authority and what he can do to you. He's not going to treat you like the January 6th people that stormed the Capitol. They're going to mow you down. If you go back out there and you set up like you do, and they already said the FBI is already doing this. And here's the thing, guys. I want you to pay attention to this too. Pay really, really attention. I know sometimes you miss this stuff, but here, look at this.
Flock cameras are the main thing that law enforcement uses now to catch criminals. That's what it is. As clear as I can say it. What we'll do is I'll put a picture of the flock camera on this so that you'll see it. But they're everywhere. Once you see this thing, you're going to realize that you see them everywhere. It is a camera that is positioned to capture your license. That's what a flock camera is. But these cameras capture more than your license. They can capture the interior of your vehicle as you drive by these cameras, especially the positioning of the camera. And it's legal. And so what happens is this camera captures your tag. And when it captures your tag, it's able to detect where your vehicle has been anywhere in the United States where there are flock cameras. If you're in Georgia and you travel to New York, every time your vehicle tag gets captured by a flock camera, it is entered into a data.
So the streets is dead. The people that's been out there throwing bricks and bottles and shooting fireworks, they're using flock cameras and technology through helicopters and drones. They're bringing up pictures and they're figuring out who is who and what is what. They're gonna start raiding people's homes, and that's when they're gonna come with a bigger force. They ain't gonna knock down your door. They're gonna knock down the whole house to get to you. You know how many vehicles that was damaged during this melee uprising, reaction? Countless of highway patrol, sheriff department, ICE vehicles, federal buildings, writing on the walls and different things. You know, it all feels good and look good at that point. But wait till the return. Again, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. You're dealing with the most diabolical government on the planet. If you go back to World War II and you look at the internment camps during World War II, when they took all the Japanese and removed them, put them in camps, and took them and removed them from the homes and everything they did to them, it's the same thing can happen to you. And I don't care what what's the guy name? Newsom, Governor Newsom and Karen, I don't care what they say. They're gonna continue to lie to you anyway. They're not gonna tell you the truth. One thing about this Donald Trump dude, he's gonna tell you the bald-faced truth. He's gonna tell you exactly how he feels and what he's gonna do and how he's gonna do it. They're gonna lie to you and make you feel good and tell you it's okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. They're gonna do all that. But the Democratic Party is the problem because they have let this thing travel on far too long, and now we're seeing the pushback on it, where individuals have taken advantage of the system, taking the people that work hard every day, people that put into the system, and for other people to benefit off of it, who's never really done nothing. First of all, Mr. White Man, you claim that the Mexican was a hard worker, right? But if he worked so hard, why did you enslave Africans? Let's deal with that problem. If he was such a hard worker, you make him believe that he's such a hard worker. Why did you enslave Africa? Because Mexico was just right next door. Matter of fact, you beat them out of California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Literally beat them out of it. I don't remember what the purchase was, and I'm sure that whatever it was, it wasn't something of substantial. It wasn't what it's really worth. You know how much gold was found in California during that time of that purchase? You know how much oil was pulled up out of California and Texas? See, it gets deep, guys. This stuff is not happenstance. It has a purpose. But if you don't read and you don't go look at the data, statistics, and the science and understand what the strategic moves have been, then you left in the wind. Where are most of the oil wells at? Texas, right? California, right? Well, formerly California. You know, that's why why was all the refineries put here in California at that time? The gold deposits that was here in California. They took all that from Mexico. What's so crazy about this is that you're not even a Mexican. That is something that was given to you by your enslavers, the conquistadors, the Spaniards. You didn't speak Spanish because you was native to the North American land that you stood on. But due to class, due to all these different names, Hispanic, Latino, Chicano, Mexican, Serrano, Paisa, Border Brother, and whatever other names that you guys use, it's divided you up. You heard the guy with the tattoos on him. You hear what he's saying, how he feels. He seems angry at you because he feel like however you got here, you beat the system. You cheated the system. And when you cheated the system, he had to wait in line when you just went to the front of the line and just did what you did. And you've been here so long that you don't even realize that you have no rights here. You ride around with your flag. And meanwhile, in Beverly Hills, this is what they doing in Beverly Hills. Do you see tear gas? Do you see rubber bullets? Do you see ice? Do you see their militia? What they call them? I forget what they call them. Not they call them Coast Guards. Well, they're reserve soldiers. Do you see any of that? Do you see lines and lines of police departments with tactical gear on, military grade weapons? You're not going to see that. Those are white people. Just like you didn't see it during the insurrection on the Capitol, the storming of the Capitol, January 6th. You think they're going to let you get away with it? And you're standing on Alondra, Atlantic, by that big donut? Man, they going to mow you down, man. Pull that stunt again. If they come back, pull that stunt again. I'm telling you, he just enacted 700 Marines. The Marines are going to be more vicious than the reserves. And I was wondering, why 700? Why 700? What is so special? Because you don't know what special training did he activate the Delta Force? What part of the Marines did he act? You know, when he got out there. See, because if he activated the Marines, right? Marines don't know policing. They know killing. They don't know policing. They know killing. And if you don't pick up on that, then I don't know what to tell you, because here is coming. Only thing I can do is give you my thoughts about it and give you what I researched about it and how I come up on the research. I can give you that, but I'm not gonna get into all this other stuff. I'm not gonna do that. We had to police the Iraqis and the Afghanistans. Exactly. They got every police out here from everywhere. And that's fine. But what I'm telling you, it's not the police that you're going to have to be concerned about. It is the Marines. Never in the history of the United States have they ever turned the Marines on the citizens or so-called citizens of the United States. That's never happened. Marines are taught to kill. They're not taught to shoot you in the foot, wound you, play with you, shake your hand. They are trained to kill. Why would they bring trained killers to the community, to the neighborhood where you grew up, send your children to school, where you go to the corner stores and grocery stores, where you set up your taco stands and everything that you do, you sell oranges, flowers, and all this. Why would they bring Marines to that? If you're just selling tacos, you're selling oranges, you're selling flowers, you're trying to make a living here in the United States of America, right? But they bring in killers, trained killers, to that environment. Again, they're doing to you what they done to us. Due to AI, you no longer fit the bill. They don't no longer lead you. So they got to eradicate you, get rid of you. All the people that's out there gang banging on the streets, on hood, on cuz, on blood, on dead homies and all that, they're going to exterminate you too. You ineffective commerce. See, anytime you block streets, roadblocks, stop the progression of where people are going to and for, you're stopping buses, you're stopping Brinks trucks, money trucks, whatever. You're stopping gasoline trucks from dropping gas. You are ineffective commerce. You're not thinking. And when you're ineffective commerce, United States will activate on you. They're going to introduce you to some BS that you never even thought about, or did you even see coming your way, because you're acting emotionally. You're riding around on motorcycles carrying the Mexican flag and all this different stuff, like that's really means something to this country. You're placing yourself in the enemy combatant category. Before the 1500s, there was no such thing as a Mexican. There's no such thing as a Mexican. They gave you identity. They gave you your name. They gave you a language. They gave you everything. But pretty much what they did to black people. And then they fabricated that. They put, I think they had like 12 ships, 600 ships, and yet they say they brought 12.5 million black people from the shores of Africa to the United States. Impossible. They would have had to make over 500,000 trips in those little bitty ships or boats or whatever it is to bring that many people here. Virtually impossible. So what does that tell you? That means the people that they're saying that were slaves, they might have had some slaves. That's maybe true. But a lot of people was already indigenous to the land in which they standing on. They just erased that from the history books like they're trying to do now. Critical race theory. They don't want certain things in history. They want to remove it. They don't want what happened under Edmund Pettus Bridge in the history books and where kids are going to read that. What happened to get Lewis and the different congressmen and different people that was part of the SNCC and all the different people that was part of the programs, the NAACP, the Urban League, who was protesting. So what happened, Professor Manning? What happened is that 1965, Lyndon Baines Johnson signed the Bill of Rights. See, the Black Power movement, the backbone of the Black Power movement was the family. I remember the wife, the husband, the kid. Prior to 85, 80% of black people were married. Once the government started subsidizing, giving women Section 8, giving women money, they decided, hey, I can do this by myself. I can do bad by myself. I'm an independent bee. I'm a da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what happened. That's what happened. They got in our sisters' heads. And that ruined the Black Power movement right there. That slowly but surely started deteriorating. Keep that man out your house. I'm going to give you a house. I'm going to give you food stamps, and I'm going to give you money. Back then, they gave you money every first and the 15th. That's why I say, when this content hit, it's going to hit like every first and the 15th. Oh, it's deep. But it's very strategic. It's diabolical. And for them, it was necessary. Because they start seeing your strengths. They start seeing how you would overcome things and how you would bring the things. So they said, okay, let's get rid of the segregation. Let's desegregate. See, because when you were segregated, you had bus companies, you had cab companies, you had hospitals, you had banks, you had lawyers, you had attorneys, everything. You had Black Wall Street, Rosewood. You had all these different powerful black communities. When Martin Luther King said he seen, when he got to the mountaintop and he seen what he saw, the mountaintop is Mount Weather. The mountaintop, William Milton Cooper wrote about Mount Weather and Behold the Pale Horse. You got to go read the book to understand even a tenth of what I'm saying. Go read that book. It's called Behold a Pale Horse. And you'll see what the government has been doing the whole time. Through the food, through the drugs, everything. The school, the education, the justice system, and the church are all set up the same way. You have pews, you have rows, and somebody in the front that is dictating to all the people that they're facing. That's in the judge chambers, that's in the school setting, and that's also in the church. It's all the same. It's the same plan. It has the same message. It has the same mission. Yeah. It's a dirty game, guys. It is a dirty game. It is a dirty game. So the Jesse Jacksons, the Abernathy, the Al Sharptons, and all the different people have enriched themselves to comfort you with delusion, word salads, and feel-good moments when you're feeling sad. Because your frequency, people, you're very attached to your feelings and emotions, so they know right what to do. They've been trained to do what they do to you, and then and they reward. They get to live high in the tower. They live in the Tower of Babylon with the Babylonian descendants of Babylon. They are living right there in those towers with them. They're the tyrants. And their money is what's get them through the door. Their money and their access and their ability to lie, deceive, and cheat and manipulate you. You ever notice that they only got one guy, this one guy that seems to fight everybody's civil rights case? He fights everybody's. How many cases had he won? I see him fighting a lot of cases, but I'm really interested. I need to go research that. Benjamin Crump, how many cases? Why does he fight every civil rights case? Every last one. Why? He's part of the network. He's part of the boule. He's part of the secret society that's linked to whether Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and countless of others. If you don't believe what I'm saying, well, why LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Robert Smith, and the other guy that owned the tech company, billionaires, all billionaires, why they don't get together and put their money together and put something together for black people? They say there's only, 39 million of us? And they got billions. Why? Because they allowed to be part of the network and part of the choir that they're in and be in charge the way they are based on they follow a specific rules. Michael Jackson, you fired. You out of there. Whitney Houston, you out of there. Prince, you talk too much. You out of there. People that have the ability, Bill Cosby, yeah, we got you too. You want to buy this network, this you want to control media? No, you out of there. We got to get you out of there. But yet, most of the people on the internet is entertained by where them fans at, Boots on the Ground, Whack 100, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon's wife, and other idiots that's on the internet speaking nonsense. I just saw the dude, what's the dude name? The dude from Atlanta that told on all them people down there. I call him Spooky Johnson because he be looking like he be spooked all the time. What's the dude name? Y'all know him name. What's his name? Saw him in the car riding with Seti Nash and Seti Nash throwing up all this. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it, bro. I swear I don't. I do not get it. Woody, that's the guy named Woody. Knowing what Woody did, I don't want to be within 10 yards of Woody for no reason. Him, Charleston White, you could tell he loses some steam because he on there talking bad about the Mexican people. He going crazy, calling them everything except for a child of God. Yeah, see, Mike, no. But what I'm saying, and why would you be in the car with Woody, knowing what Woody, you know, you can't make sense out of nonsense. That part I do know. You're not going to see Professor Melly Mel go nowhere and say, on Hood, on Santana, da 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 da. That's not going to happen. I am an individual. Once you wake up from that bad dream or that rabbit hole that you've been rolling down for all of that, and out of all that mental confusion, you're like, wow. The whole time they've been setting us up. From the time you left high school, it started in high school. Matter of fact, it started in middle school. And they kept prepping you, indoctrinating you, putting little things your way, sending you in different directions, guiding you to the way they want to guide you. They got Jamar as well. The whole time. New York, we used to look up to you. The Renaissance, the Harlem Renaissance, the 5%ers, Supreme Alphabet, Supreme Mathematics, and you reduced yourselves to Crips and Bloods? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Gods and earth, knowledge of self. What can be better than that? Homicide, murder, CK, color man killer, BK, black man killer. That's where we went with that? Wow. And then when you go read J. Rogers' 100 Amazing Facts About Black People, go read it. You're going to be like, wow, you're going to feel really extra good when you read all them good facts about Black people. But then when the observable reality get in, you start looking around and you start seeing all the, you realize you in Idiotsville. And everybody around you is either a little idiot or a big idiot. What did the man say? You could tell who's MAGA, who's stupid about MAGA or something. You look by their bank account. It's something about that bank. I was laughing about that. I forgot how he framed it, but it was pretty clever. You're right, Chris. They went backwards, bro. Facts. They went backwards. Hip hop, right? Music in general There's rockabilly, soft country, rockabilly, blue band, all that. Then there's jazz, contemporary. There's all different genres within different music, like R&B and all this different stuff, and all these different genres within. Why is hip hop the only one that don't allow? We had in hip hop, we had the knowledge, we had the gangster, we had the South. We had different genres in hip hop, but now hip hop is just like one big old garbage can. Because hip hop decided to propose to gang culture, and they formed a union. They married now. Now it's just a garbage can. When we had X-Clan, Poor Ice's teachers, even back then, Ice Cube was, teaching, Public Enemy. It's like a gungle sometime and make you wonder how I keep them going under, broken glass everywhere, stuff like that. And then NWA hit. They took us on a whole nother boat ride. And then it got worse from there. And then Chicago came with the drill, that dark, nihilistic murder music. Let me see what he said. B's and C's or what? Yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. You're right. You're right. Oh, that's Marlena saying that. Yeah, they're right. Marlena, you're right. Don't make it right, though. Just because we see everybody doing something, don't make it right. So where do we go from here, though? And then the poor immigrant who really don't have no leg to stand on, it's gonna be easy for them to do whatever they do to them because they have no rights within the borders of the United States, especially when you put yourself out there as an enemy combatant, waving the Mexican flag. And when Mexico is so great, it should be just simple. Go back there and just live your life versus going through whatever you're going through here. But you don't like that trade-off. You don't got way, way comfortable. You notice how I didn't even I didn't exclude nobody. I'm giving you everybody's pain. Everybody has pain. Everybody has hiccups. Everybody has trauma. And then here we go. We trauma bonding. That's today. That's what it is. It's a bunch of trauma bonding. Cause then you on TikTok. Black people do not. But Then you see these other the whitewash Latinos are saying they support Trump. They do not agree with these people. They cheated the system. They shouldn't be here. Get rid of them. And they speak Spanish, and they're brown people just like them. But again, like they did to black people, we're Israelites, we Christians, we Muslims, we Morris Science Temple, we Crips, we Bloods, GDs, BDs. We all this stuff, Hispanic people the same way. Hispanic, Latino, Chicanos, Serranos, Paisas, Border Brothers. I mean, they have their own specific names for all these different, but still they're categories. And whatever category you is where you're going to put your money and your strength at. You ain't going to support the other group because you don't want that other. Then you got that MS-13 and all this other stuff. Conquer and divide and conquer. That's where it all comes down to. And if you can't see that, If you think I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. I'm here for it. Just prove me wrong. I told you there's only three things that make a man a man. That's the ability, the accountability, the ability to apologize, and it's accepting, communication rather. Apology, communications, and accountability. And then man, our young sisters are so, man, I don't even want to get on. Good God Almighty. Woo! I be going in Walmart, right? And I be testing my theory, right? Just to test it, right? Sisters won't even smile. You can't even get them to say hello. Good morning. How you doing? They'll just look at you. Give you a dirty look. And to show you how much they don't even realize that the indoctrination and the things that's been done to them and what they feel about black men, it's so crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's so crazy. It's just, man, if you go, I'm telling, just my theory, go to any Walmart, Target, or whatever, and you see black women, speak to them and see what happens. They won't smile. They won't say hello. That's how messed up we are as a people. Sad but true, bro. Sad but true. Sad but true. But anyway, I appreciate each and every last one of you, man. It's been amazing. Terrell, what's happening, man? I saw you missed everything, man. But man, you get the recap, man. As always, it's always a pleasure.
I'm from West Side 159th Street, Tragnew Park, Compton Crib. You think I'm proud of it? I'm not proud of it like I was when I was a young knucklehead. Now, why am I not proud of it, Melly? Because how many friends do we got that done died behind this cripping and blood? Man.
Ed Dog say not proud of it, man. And that's how we all need to be. We're not proud of this stuff anymore. We're not proud of it. We never should have been. But don't mind me just watching. Church moving. But go ahead and lock that door.
Scotty Finders, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga Wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Lock the door, Marlena Williams, because we gone.